first segment time. The comments. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alrighty here. Let's scroll down. Okay.
Sadly, I'm not one of these comments.
Yeah, alright. So, we read your shocking comments. TGIFT 53. Ethan O commented, "Good job on the videos. Keep it up." Oh, thank you. I went to school with that guy. A sheep.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah. Who's in my grade?
Huh?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. It sounded like you cut out. It's weird.
Yeah, my mic's weird every once in a while.
A sheep becomes a cattle rancher in Minecraft Let's Play, what's this, 11? Yes, no, 12. The water bottle commented, "What a waste of stone pickaxes." Yeah, I trade with a bunch of villagers to get a crap ton of stone pickaxes, and then I throw them in the lake.
Oh, I got a mending villager.
Resources.
12 emeralds.
But see, it was just to get the diamond pickaxe and, like, the diamond axe and diamond shovels I can trade for. The Gas Giants, UFO Stories commented, "Good work, keep it up." I will say, you only watched for, like, probably 30 seconds there, bud. I was watching the retention time, so thanks, but no thanks.
God, you sound like that one Among Us player who camps cams.
I keep track. Unboxing a Swift SW350T lab microscope. This video, what's it up right now? It has 819 views in 2 months. I don't get it. And it continues to grow each day. It's going to end up in like my top 5 here probably in the next 2 months. Sarah C5 Go Ronix commented, "You're so funny. You were talking to a water bottle. Heart LOL." I was talking about the water bottle. You know, the water bottle, the one I went to high school with. She seems to think I was talking to an actual water bottle. Whatever the case is, she subscribed, so thank you. You're 174.
Sadly, I can actually believe that you were talking to a legitimate water bottle.
Listen here, Buck.
Hey, I can shut off my support anytime, bud. Nah. No, wait.
Wait.
Bottle. I don't know who the hell that would be.
The guy that tried to, the one we had a dedicated podcast for because he was having mental health problems.
Still not ringing a bell.
Oh, I'll tell you later after the podcast. And then also,
Right.
What? Then
Go ahead.
Anyways, then also on the Gas Giants video, I don't know why I just didn't read this one earlier, the water bottle commented, "Maybe Neptune is just a solid sphere of lapis lazuli." Maybe. Because actually in the video, I talk about how Neptune is more massive than Uranus, even though it's smaller. And we also don't know why it's so much more blue than Uranus. Interesting facts about the planets. What?
I like what you're doing there with the name.
I have to say it properly. In the video, I say it improperly as for the meme, and I have an argument with a stuffed animal. Anyways, you have to watch it. It's cringe but funny at the same time. Funny cringe is the best cringe.
The Celestial Buddy.
Yes, you remember that? Weren't you there filming with me?
I was there when we bought those.
You weren't there for Uranus though.
No, I was there for Neptune, and I got the last one.
And Jupiter.
Yep. And then we were trying to get a deal on the Polaris because it broke.
Right.
And they wouldn't let us.
What was it? What was broken with it?
Polaris A and B fell off.
Oh.
And
Well, see, I just want Polaris without the damn lights.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, future of the channel. So this week, you guys have already seen it, but my first FS19 Let's Play is out, and as of yesterday, because you'll see this Friday, as of yesterday, the new DLC is out. As you can see, I timed those perfectly. So, gotta get as many views as possible with that. And also, Buck, I don't know how familiar you are with the whole farming sim community. Do you know Farmer Cop?
No.
He's a YouTuber. I stumbled upon his tutorials. I don't need his tutorials, but he also does like analysis of the videos where he talks about like, and one of his ones I've watched is he compares wide tires and the amount of power they have versus like narrow and standard tires, and then like all the variants and like how much more power you get with like all wide duals. It's crazy.
I'm telling you right now, the best and the only people to get FS19 news from or FS19 tutorials is Silver News and Moose 2006 LP.
Yes, Moose. Have you been
Only
watching his
Moose
Let's
can you get
Plays?
tutorials from. Only Moose.
I've seen all of his I've seen all of his Let's Plays and his tutorials. Have you been watching his Let's Plays?
I've been watching him periodically, especially the $1 million one.
The beginning, things just go so wrong for the beginning of that one. He picked the hardest
I tried
game mode.
offering him a shot at getting a possible key to the Alpine DLC, the Alpine expansion.
Yeah? What'd he say?
And he's like, that'd be really nice because I'm partnered with Giant. I'm part
Right.
of the partnership program, and I could possibly get keys to that. And I was like, what if I got him one?
That would be cool.
That'd be nice, but I think I'm just gonna get it.
Are you gonna get the Alpine DLC? I mean, like, of course, with the key, I suppose you are. Are you gonna make a video on it at all?
The only one I might do is because of the mower that has the walking animation on it, and I might try and not necessarily crack the DLC, but if somebody finds out how to do that, I'm gonna put that on my little walk behind mower, so I won't have Skid Feet McGee behind it.
Yeah, I bought the DLC. I mean, obviously, I pre-ordered it when I bought my Farming Sim thing. Farming Sim, the base game, is very cheap, but after you buy all the DLCs, it gets very expensive very fast.
You know what game you can buy the entire thing for? I'm not sure if you can still... that was loud. The entire game you can actually buy right now for $35. Gives you all the expansion packs and everything. Wreckfest.
Wreckfest. What is Wreckfest about?
Wreckfest is a demo derby style NASCAR with crash physics. It is spectacular. You can have demolition derbies with lawnmowers, bumper cars, outhouses that are strapped to the frame of a go-kart. It's spectacular.
So this might have been beyond your time, because, I mean, you are a little bit younger than me. But Cartoon Network had a demolition derby with the edit characters online that you could play. I never played it, but I watched a guy, he was in the grade below me, I watched him play it one afternoon. And it looked like a lot of fun. Did you ever play that?
What was the name of the game?
I don't remember what they called it, but it was the Ed, and Eddie characters, and they would drive refrigerators and boxes around.
Majority of the time when I used to do that, I was more of a Nickelodeon guy, so it was like the SpongeBob ones.
Oh, did you? I think I did play in daycare. They had the racing SpongeBob game.
Yes.
I think I played it one time.
On my DS.
If you can figure out a way to game capture that, I'm sure people would watch it.
Yes.
But I think you have to hack the DS's to screen record. So, yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
It's not very fun anymore since I think some of the buttons to do some of the actions are the bumpers on the back, and those are the ones broken on mine. Otherwise, the entire DS works. It's completely fine.
Yeah, the batteries on DS's. My roommate brought his DS over this fall, I think, or maybe it was last spring, and he brought it over, and he opened it up, and he's like, all these phones and stuff, the batteries die so quick. That DS battery was still at 60%. From 8 years ago when I last used it. I'm like, what the hell? How is it 60% battery? That's crazy. I'm like, yeah. And then he got sacked when the buttons kind of popped off. He's like, Doc, you need to fix this. And I'm like, okay. So I went and took a steak knife, went poop, popped it back in, and he's like, you're a miracle worker. And I fixed his DS. And I'm like, okay, son.
That's like you're like the kid fixing the router. You fixed our internet. What can we do for you? I just pressed the reset button on the router.
Buy me a pizza.
Buy me a pizza. Is it Casey's?
Oh, I like Tombstone. I was just like the frozen pizza from Tombstone.
Ooh. I'm not sure on that one. But, what else we got?
So, future of the channels. I mean, okay, obviously my FPS 19 Let's Plays are starting. Minecraft, guys, I'm getting close to getting back to the Nether. I have to do a bunch of villager trading, and I want to finish this stupid road first. And then I'll be going back to the Nether. Otherwise, we're going to do a shift in content for the normal science videos. We're going to attempt to do anyways, but it's going to require a lot of more writing And obviously Phil seems really flaky recently, so getting him to be there when we need him to write these things is going to be difficult. And I've contemplated maybe bumping it up to like 4 weeks for those regular videos, and then I can just do a supplementary, like either a tutorial myself for Minecraft or a tutorial for FS19 or whatever the new or whatever the new FS game is going to be. I can make my own tutorial, whatever the case, or just a bonus video for that week. I'm not sure yet. Now, talking about future of channels. Buck, tell the crowd. Tell a whole 5 people that'll watch this. What is your plan?
Well, as of right now, I recently just hit over the 20,000 subscriber mark, and it's honestly not been very productive since. To actually record that, I'm not even joking you, the picture that I have for the thumbnail of me standing next to my car before, you know, I decided to take a dump 3 days later, I washed the car for the thumbnail.
Oh. Damn.
Because otherwise it looked like garbage. And I was like, I want to use my car, but it looks like garbage. So it's going to do that. I am a very... I did this in my 20,000 video subscriber too. Right now I'm just kind of in that, I don't really want to upload or... I don't really want to post at the moment, but I mean, I plan on getting back into hopefully some of the like the 2000, not a 2000 series, like another bigger role play series with all my buddies again.
Yeah.
Possibly doing some more with my landscaping and my homeowners and all that stuff. Just the basic series of just trying to find new ideas, trying to find more things. Keep deleting more and more comments about how people keep asking for mods, because I'm like, I'm just done. There's people now in the Facebook communities that are just starting to post pictures and starting to release stuff that are, in other words, stuff that me and my crew or just me have done. I've just done because they're sick and tired of me saying I'm not going to release it yet. I'm done doing that. I just want to do it myself. If you guys want this, you're either going to have to wait until I decide to put this thing out, or you're going to have to do it yourself. And some of them took action, and I was like, it sucks to see some work that you've done now being copied, but in reality, good for them. They got sick and tired of me saying no, and they did it themselves. So it's nice, but it's also, I never really liked YouTube as a job.
Right.
I just see it as a hobby. And for somebody to go, but you have 20,000 subscribers and you're working with people that are making livings off this. They got full-time jobs doing this. Why aren't you like so excited? I'm like, one, because I got sucked into this job and I was like, in other words, quote unquote, forced to start a channel.
You were forced.
Two, I do not like a desk job. It has never wanted to be. I've never wanted to have a desk job.
Right.
And 3, I just have a different style than everyone else. All my videos, when I do it, I don't run anything too expensive. I mean, I have a $25 headset. I run my setup is honestly fairly nice for like the average guy that says I'm just doing this as a hobby. It's definitely a bigger setup than that, but I've come across half this stuff just by luck.
Right.
And I just don't really know what to do. So I was never trained in any of this. I never really had to have that battle like you guys are always doing of I lose a subscriber today and then I gain 2 and then I have a lucky guy throws some stuff and then it gets me up a little bit, or something goes wrong and I go down. I never had to experience that. I posted one video and people just instantly, boom, I'm at 1,000 within a day.
Huh. You want to talk about YouTube luck? So since I've started watching a lot of farming sim lately, and I've been slowly getting more and more to the farming sim community. I'm seeing more of this YouTube luck. I discovered a YouTuber last night, Laura Farms. She's in Aurora, Nebraska. She uploaded her first video on April 23rd, 2000, my 20th birthday. She uploaded the video. It is November. Jesus, I wanted to say August, and then I wanted to say October. It's November. Oh my God.
I say we're already almost over with the year, bud. Cross your fingers.
Yeah. She has 91.7 thousand subscribers. And I'm like, what on
Where
earth?
is it again?
Laura Farms. All she does is like real life farming videos, which honestly is pretty cool. And it proves
Yep.
Phil and I's theory. Well, it proves Tom's theory and it proves Phil's theory. Tom's theory is people like to see blue collar work. That's the farm vlog. Phil's theory and I is you gotta have a relatively attractive woman in your videos. She's got both. And so she's just farming these views. She's sponsored by some big farm ad company. She's
Farmer Business Network or something, FBN.
not Farm Business Network. No. And screw those guys. They're gonna ruin the cooperative way. I'm in a cooperative class. I'm learning all about this, even though I might end up working for them one day. Anyways, no, she's working. No, it was CX. I'd have to rewatch the video I watched. But she was like working for like some farm thing. I'm like, what the hell? How are you sponsored by this? She didn't even have to say their name in the video. She just had a card, and I was like, what? But I mean, when her videos get hundreds of thousands of views. Like she's got one now that's doing very well. She has an army truck versus a tractor tow off.
Well, when you got the resources, you can go. Oh, that's where the combine comes from. I wonder where the Bush Light combine comes from. I had a guy. He's from South Lincoln. I was talking to him about it. He's like, dude, I made a trip out there just to see this thing. And I was like,
The
what's
X9?
the rumor about a Bush Light wrapped combine? I'm like, what?
Oh, did you
I
get?
just saw a picture of it. I didn't know that was real.
Oh, the one where it's like a wagon? I saw that last night and I recommended. I watched the video. I was like, what is this thing? It's got the whole like grain bin part of it in the back and then all the thrashing in the front. I was like, what the hell is this thing? It's orange.
That was amazing.
You saw that too, right?
I don't think I saw that one. I'm literally talking about the John Deere like 9R, the John Deere
The
like
X9.
F790, and it's got a Bush Light corn cob on the side of the thing.
Oh, I haven't seen. Oh, yeah, she has a video about that.
Yeah, and I know there was one guy. He actually does some farming. He's Ross W on YouTube. He did a. He went down with some of his buddies to go see this thing to see if it was actually true, because it started surfacing on Facebook and the farming thing is like, where can somebody make this combine like true? And it's just like a staple of Nebraska right now. Like the Bush Light combine's just going nuts.
She also, there's Laura Farms. She also got to go see the new X9 combine and got to drive it.
I noticed that she apparently did a video with Zach, the guy who runs Millennial Farm up in Minnesota, I think.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. They're two. Them and John the Corn Star. They're the biggest farming channels on the what? Cole, yeah, Cole the Corn Star. I almost said corn. Well, when you make your channel name one letter off, what do you expect me to say?
Okay, you're forgetting one very essential team though. They're not the top ones. You're forgetting about Shelby, Montana.
I haven't.
Walker Boy.
I don't know them. They don't pop up in my
you need to check them
recommendation
out.
like Cole
Good
and
old
the Millennial
Leghorn,
Farmer.
Nick Welker, Scott Welker. I can't remember what their dad's name is, but they run Big Buns, big white metal tractors. His brother has actually just got out of the hospital. The big one, they call him leg arms because literally his biceps the size of my thigh, and he just got done in the hospital for having a 700-pound drawbar fall on his forearm.
The hell?
Yeah, it was nice. It was beautiful.
Big Bud Tractors. It was like one of the most popular mods, I think. Everybody's got that mod, except for me.
Yeah, and they have like 3 of them, I think. They just got done restoing one. They did one like last summer, and the sprayer they have, the big brute, that has the body of like a case spreader or floater truck, the cab like the hood of a Big Bud, and then the sprayer of like a tow behind New Holland. It's like 3 things mixed to one. It's beautiful.
Oh my god. So no, they're like, and the crazy part is her fiance, soon to be husband here in like December. He's an Ag Econ major at the University of Nebraska. And I'm like, how have I not seen this guy? Maybe I have, and I didn't even realize it. The guy might even know me well, and I might not even realize it.
Ah,
And I'm like, how? I've been this close to greatness for. It's weird. Once you start to actually, like, get into this, you're starting to realize how close you are to all these really big people. And you're like, I'm just so close, but yet so far away. All that
So
would
what's his
take...
face? The guy, our big dude, the squad, who has the million.
Yeah.
He said that he's actually. We were on the phone the other day and like just Discord chatting. He's like, "Oh my god, I might have to make a stop at your place." I'm like, "What? Going to Colorado?" Oh, he's gonna be going through Interstate 80. So if I can plan it right, I might actually go to meet the guy.
Oh my god.
And people have always asked, like, have you met any of these people in like real life on both channels? And we're all like, no, not in the slightest.
You've literally only met the Doc and Moose.
Yes. I've been taught by Moose. Not
Even I've been taught by
how to play
Moose.
the whistle flute. Otherwise known as the recorder.
Even I've been taught by he didn't teach us the recorder. We had a female teacher teach us the recorder.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't think of her name.
I don't know. She was only there for like a year because then she got sick and just left. And then there was the old band teacher. No. This is before your time. I'm talking like when I was 5th grade.
No, I'm talking about like I had her too.
Oh yeah, you probably would have had her in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there.
Good times. Back when we were all
definitely.
innocent. Never would have thought we'd be YouTubers. Or,
Yeah.
I guess you still don't think you're going to be a YouTuber.
No, dude, I'm still trying to figure out if I am one.
I'm not. I want to be. It's on my bucket.
Hey, do you want to trade channels?
I thought about it.
No. You cannot ruin the rental man. They go, wait, why'd your voice get like this?
I don't know.
I've been using a voice changer.
What? Oh, okay. You confused me for a second. You actually... Okay, never mind. No, we don't... No, don't trade. But no, we definitely need to do, like, a live stream or something. I could probably live stream. I'd have to get my roommates to shut the hell up for, like, a day. But I could probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be on a weekend I don't work, but, you know, that's every other weekend, so. We definitely should, though. I don't know what we would do. We could do Minecraft. I mean, or we could do FS19. I could do either one these days, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it comes down to that, I might actually. Do you play No, never mind. Well, actually, yes. Let me gather my words here for a second, and actually spit something out that'll make sense. Do you play GTA 5, except it's the 5M version of it?
I have not downloaded GTA 5. After I built the computer, money has been, like, up and down recently, and it's slowly starting to come back up. Now that I fixed my truck, it's kind of down at the moment, but give me another 2 weeks, I'd be back to normal. What's the M5 version of it?
The 5M version
5M.
is like a role-play style, where, long story short, people that do not want to walk around and shoot somebody with a rocket launcher or annoy them with a rocket bike can go and get pulled over and make characters, have NPCs, have custom-built characters. I've walked around as Dwight Schrute, and I walked up the billboard.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that.
Follow a red wire. Yeah, all that stuff. And it is a blast. My last operation that I did was with the infamous and glorious, never to be forgotten, Józef Krakowski.
Yeah. We talked about that.
It was glorious. We kind of like just all, and we had Meth Jesus. It was great. It was great. It was the best.
Hey, meth is legal in Oregon now. Actually, all drugs are legal in Oregon. Did you hear about this?
Meth and heroin.
Yes, I did.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, good luck getting it into the state.
Well, that's something I'm curious about. So you get sent to rehab, but what if you're just a dealer? And you don't actually do it? Can I just make meth just for that and make a living off of it and report it to the IRS and just be fine?
Dude, how much do you think GTA is right now?
60?
It's $30 on Steam.
All right, well, I mean, Isn't it like 200 gigs still?
No, it's like 92 or something.
That's 10% of my storage. But I mean, yeah. I mean, we could set up a time. Well, it won't be this weekend, obviously. It'd have to be probably after Thanksgiving sometime in December.
It honestly don't matter if you get it or not. It's just another fun thing if you ever wanted to get into it, because I got hookups to our community, which has a majority of our guys in there, plus one guy by the name of King May. If you have never talked to that guy,
You mentioned him in the last live stream. I tried to find his channel. I couldn't find it.
What?
I tried to find King May. I couldn't find it.
He is glorious. He is absolutely spectacular. That man can get you just rolling tears laughing by when he just busts out loud. It is spectacular. You could be having the worst dang day in the world, and he will put a smile to your face.
Oh, I do that to most people. That's just because I act stupid.
That's pretty much why he gets the gig.
I sent this person some memes one day, and she was like, "Thank you. I had such a crap day, and these memes made my day so much better." I'm like, "That's why I'm here. That's why I send memes to people."
If I turn on my camera, would your recording pick it up?
I don't have it set to screen record. I literally have to buy my new screen record, so you can turn your screen on. It doesn't really matter. No one's gonna see it except us.
I was gonna say, eBay is a wonderful thing, and I've been like searching for a while. One of my favorite modifications that I've done to a pickup is the mud flaps.
Yeah.
You seen this?
I can't see anything.
I know, but I'm saying.
Oh, hello.
I bought my Roadrunner mud flap.
All right.
I love this thing. I wanted one so badly, and I have to find another one because this is for a truck.
Right.
I actually bought a set that I thought would be either another truck set or whatever it was, but these ones for cars. So once I get my car fixed, if I can get the back end up, I can have ones for my cars.
Wow.
It's spectacular. They're harder to come across, though. There's a set for like Yosemite Sam ones and Tasmania ones. They go for like $80 a pop.
Oh my God! Why did they stop making them? I feel like that'd be a really big money
Because
maker.
it's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers and Looney Tunes.
Well, I mean,
those mud flaps are from 1987.
Jesus.
The little car ones are brand new. Like when I got them, they still had the box thing on top.
Oh my God. They could bring those back. They brought back the Animaniacs. They could bring back Looney Tunes, and everybody would just be in love.
Well, that's what kind of ruins them because they're harder to find, and that's why I like to collect things. Dude, in my room, I have a mud flap off of a semi-trailer and a rim off of a race car.
Yeah, I've seen that. You also had a piece of a coffin.
Yes, that is true.
For people that don't know.
This is true information.
Yeah, he has a coffin. Anyways, we should probably get going to the next segment. I mean, we've been trucking along here. But honestly, you and I still need to discuss the future of Farming Sim.
The future of Farming Sim is, where the heck do we begin? Bad, good?
So, from what somebody told me, I guess Farmer Cop said, you should look up Farmer Cop. He's very interesting. I like his Let's Play in No Man's Land. He talks.
Oh, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah. So, Farmer Cop said the reason why the new FS didn't come out this year is because of the new consoles coming out this year. They want to make sure that their game works with the new consoles well. I don't know if that's true.
Not from really what I've heard.
Really? What have you... I mean, I suspect it was COVID, but what have you heard?
No. From what we've heard is that Farming Sim itself, the game has always been known to, in other words, release a platform of mobile on an even year, and then the new game for PC, console, Switch, whatever the heck you want to call it, that always came out on the odd year.
Yes.
So 17, 19, it would be 21, but they're starting to realize that this game has more life in it than just 2 years. because it's always saddening. Like, if you even go check out a lot of the Facebook modding groups of just today, you'd be very surprised how many people still play FS17 just because they prefer it way more over 19. They say 19 is garbage.
I
So
like
it's
some
more of a
aspects of 17.
lifespan thing than it is. They could be more towards the consoles as well, but a lot of people are also knowing that with the release of that's what the Alpine DLC is. Instead of releasing a new game, Giants is trying to pick it almost kind of like GTA to see how long they can milk this one. And if it goes well, then they can make FS21 or 22, whatever they want to call it, because they're dropping the mobile platform.
Oh, really?
They're going to drop that, and then allegedly, and they're going to try and do whatever. They're going to try to extend the game's life.
Well,
Because now they realize the only reason that Farming Simulator still exists today, though, is because of the modding community. That is literally the only reason.
It's something that is fascinating with Farming Sim is, I always thought of it like, it's kind of like EA and FIFA, and like, I didn't want to see that happen where you just, people bought these every 2 years, but the games really weren't changing. Now, Giant actually has been changing the games every single year. 1917, the really only big difference was they added cotton, and it was like, and like they added a few new game mechanics.
Got a redo when it came to lighting.
What? Well,
graphics engine got a different.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it was just.
It got a different tune-up for the lighting.
Yeah. Well, I guess I didn't know that, and that doesn't surprise me either. I wonder if they won't ever go RTX.
Hard telling.
That'd be so difficult in Farming Sim, but it would be so cool. Maybe Farming Sim 2035.
Maybe.
They'll add RTX.
Here's another thing about them is that always seems to. This was very apparent around the August to September time, I believe. The modding communities, there were about 6 of them that were really well known. Custom modding, Sid modding, Expendables, and just a handful of these. They're like the top ones that are even making console stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been playing, have you heard of the guy 82 Studios?
I have not. Well, maybe I have.
Okay, he's the guy that's done all the mower packs. He did a mower pack. His biggest ones like the TRX truck for consoles. He built all the gooseneck trailers, the low boys, and all that stuff. Either way, he didn't join in on this, but it was called Operation Unity. And what it was a strike against Giants, technically saying, until we get the recognition we deserve, we're not going to be the ones that tote you on this entire franchise.
Wow.
Because it is true. The modders in this community are the only reason that the game is still apparent. Because the base model game, let's be honest, is garbage.
I'm playing the base model game. I like it.
It's fun to play for about a week, but then it gets old.
Yeah, it depends.
Not as much as it is now. Like FS13 or 15, it was awful because you were locked to this tiny little thing of where you couldn't do much. And 19, they got better because they got a lot more licensing. Deer was the big stronghold that got 19 a lot more credit because they added another brand. The issue they have it with is that Giant Software is based in the Europeans, is based over in Europe.
That doesn't surprise me. It explains why they have Massey Ferguson. Everything's in euros, and that doesn't surprise me at all.
They finally built an office in Chicago, and now they're starting to get a little bit more of an idea on the American side of things.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you see an American tractor or an American style, like American brand in there, have you ever noticed how all their like tire configurations and their signs on the side are always a little bit different? They're not like you see them in America. That's because that's what those things look like in the European style. They aren't an Americanized. And that's one thing that Giants has always struggled with is that they don't have an American side to the game when Farming Sim is basically on our side of it, what people want on the American aspect of it. They don't have any idea because they're not from here.
Right.
So when they built the office in Chicago, it gives them a better idea of whatever. But going back to the Unity thing, Giants pretty much laid down the law on the fact of almost stating that they sort of own the modders. When you look at all the people on the third-party platform, this is why PC gets such a rap hate from console players. Every mod that console gets has to come off of Giants Mod Hub.
Right.
Technically, it'd be like saying you're going to the Steam store to buy something for, like a Steam Workshop for a game that you bought on Steam.
Right.
The issue that people are having with that is that they can't get the Ford, the Chevy, the Peterbilts, the load decks. They can't get any of this stuff because Giants does not have licensing to this.
Right.
But what it really gets messy on is they go, just take the logo off the front and put on Lizard, which is Giants version or Giants brand that they made when they did the game. It's not that simple, because if you go and buy yourself a Ford F-150 3D model and put Lizard on the front, what people don't realize is when you get that model, Ford owns the rights to that very model. They actually have paperwork you have to sign to get that model. And taking that logo off the front and sticking something else on, that's illegal.
Mm.
And they can crack down on that. But because Farming Sim on the PC network is a third party, you can get that and in-game that and use it and put it on third-party sites. Giants can't do anything with that, and Ford, or if any of those companies wanted to, they could hammer down on this. But they don't, because it's just more of a, hey, look at this, it's a publicity stunt.
Yeah, that's
Or
why
just something to put out.
I always wondered, like, these farming companies, why don't they let them license the stuff? I mean, I'm so shocked it took John Deere so long. Like, it's a big community, and there's YouTubers. You're getting millions of people to see this stuff. That's more than the handful of farmers are going to see it otherwise. You know, maybe you can get them to, like, buy your mowers and stuff. It's like, come on.
That's the other thing is that when Giants got into this, because Case has been in the game since FS13.
Oh, yeah.
Case got into the game way early. And they know that because I'm a part of another project that has to deal with some farming things. And one thing that we noticed is that Case is very eager to get into the internet.
Oh, we lost Buck. Hold on. What happened? You're back. Hello?
Hello?
What happened there?
I don't know. Something just disconnected.
That was
but
weird.
Deere, in other words, is a very strong-headed... Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My thing is apparently deciding to go dumb.
That's weird.
Oh, that's why. Hold on.
Technical difficulties. How are you?
Sleepy.
Sleepy.
I have work tomorrow morning at 8.
It's 6:30, schmuck.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I know.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
The GoPro only goes for so
Are
long.
you coming over tomorrow too?
Yeah.
Okay, same time.
Yep.
Well, long story. The Case is very open, in other words, to the electronic market, and Deere is just heavy, hard-headed. They're not going to budge, and they're going to keep just sticking their nose in stuff that they don't care about. They think they're too good for it, or where it was. But they finally, the European side of it bowed down and said, okay, here you go. We'll let you use the rights to Deere. And that was a big market for it. All the modifications that have come out for Deere now is insane. The amount that's come to console, this goes for Case, this goes for Deere. It was just a playbook. When I can guarantee you that John Deere joining the Farming Simulator franchise will make brands in the next generation of the game, whatever it might be, FS21 or FS22.
Yeah.
Kubota's going to give in.
I wonder if Ford
Kubota will give in. Craftsman, like those little mowers, they might give in. Toro, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, all of them are probably going to start going.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Can we drive Priuses around?
No, it'll be more like the Tundras that they get for like a starter truck.
Oh, I wanted to drive a Prius around.
Well, if somebody makes that's what's nice about it is once they get the licensing to it, if it can clarify and go through Giants, people can make the Prius a mod.
Oh my God, they need to get Tesla. Get the Tesla Cybertruck in there. That would be freaking awesome.
All these brands just need to get their together and go, this is a market that we can tap into, because once they get the rights to that, they're starting to make revenue off this.
Oh, yeah.
It's a no-brainer to, in other words, do that. Farming Simulator is making itself one of the best games in the world right now for the Farming Simulator icon. Like, they are the pinnacle of this. They are the face of the farming game. But their biggest competition is the brands they try to get.
Yep. I don't know if you ever noticed this. I don't know if you've played base game enough. Case tractors are a steal compared to literally everything else. Like, you start off
an American brand.
You start off with this base, like, so there's this in the medium tractors. There's a Case IH.
It's like a 2488 or something.
It's the base level one. It has more horsepower than any of like the next like 4 to 5 tractors. Like, and it's a fraction of the price. Now, granted, it doesn't have a front PTO. Actually, it only has a front loader attachment. It doesn't have a front PTO, but neither do those other ones. But it's like, it's so good. And so like I've been doing so much research as I was trying to figure out how am I gonna start this next Let's Play. I was like, this tractor is amazing. And like upgrading to the it's the Puma's the next one. Then it's the Optimum. It makes I thought the Puma was a good deal. The Puma really only gives you the front PTO. Otherwise, it's not as powerful. You gotta get jumped all the way up to the Optimum to make it worth it.
Well, if you're actually looking at it from a logical agricultural standpoint of what those tractors are, the biggest reason that one's such a bang for its buck is that you're technically looking at the Case Magnum, like the 380, the 340 or 380 Magnum, whatever they have in there.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Not the Puma. I think the Puma is a next level up.
The Magnum's the big workhorse. It's meant to be the ones that's hauling the carts, the big seeders, and all that stuff.
Right. Yep.
That's because that's for that time. That tractor was built for like the mid 2000s or the 80s when that thing was around. That's that tractor. That was the big Magnum of its time. So if you were to throw a front loader on it or put a baler on it, in reality, that tractor is going to be crudted out before you can even think about it. You wouldn't want to put a John Deere 8R, or in other words, the mid-size, the bigger one. So you've seen that, the 8400 or whatever it is.
I don't even look at the John Deeres because they're literally the Apple of the farming sim. And it's like, I can't afford this tractor, and it's not as powerful as the Case IH or like even maybe the Massey. So it's like, it's not worth my time.
Yeah. And just their sizes and whatnot. This is what my buddy told me. He's a hay farmer. If you put a 6M or a 6R on a baler versus an 8R, or if you were to go put the Puma on a baler versus the Magnum is going to just, it's meant to just go. It's not meant to do this start, stop. You're going to eat the clutch on them so fast because they're not meant to do that. They're meant to just go. So that's why when you get the smaller ones, they might be less on power, but from a realistic standpoint, they're actually better because they're built to do this start, stop, and the hydraulics and the whatnot. They're just more compact. They're built for it. So what?
Is that why it's such a good deal then? It's because it's meant for that?
It's meant for an older time frame, but because of its size and its age, they can slide it in that gap to make up for like an American market. It's not necessarily that's just the tractor they sell today. That's just like the workhorse back then, but they're selling it as if it were new for that generation.
That explains why it's got like that explains the logo and the style of tractor. I'm like, this thing looks like it's from the freaking 80s. Why is it so?
It is. That tractor's from like 1995.
Yeah, I got that from the little blue swish on the side of it. I was like, the hell is this?
Yeah.
But I love it.
And it's an older tractor that they just that they pretty much slid into that market saying, hey, this is a medium, but in reality, in its time, it was as big as the quad tracks. Like, that was what the Mac Daddy tractors were.
Speaking of the quad tracks, that is the best tractor in the game. It's not the most expensive, but it's the most powerful.
Nope. 9Rs, like 9RXs.
Really? I was looking at the horsepower. I swear the quad tracks from the Case is the most powerful one. Maybe I missed something.
Wait, how much horsepower is on the Case?
I don't.
620?
I don't remember. Or maybe it was the kilowatts I was looking at. Maybe you had more kilowatts, but not as much for horsepower.
Well, from what I can tell you on this much, I never could figure out how Case did their horsepower, like how you can tell which tractor has the amount of horsepower. This is how you can tell. Deere does it super easily. The first number and the first letter and number identifies the series. So they'll say like a 6M. That's the M series. That's the 6M series.
Right.
The last three numbers on the hood is the horsepower. So if you see a tractor that says 8270R, it's 270 horsepower, and it's a part of the AR series. That's how that's how that one's shown.
Ah.
So Deere is very easy with that. Case is a little bit different. I think it's the same thing on the hood, but just the number on the hood is the amount of horsepower it has. So a Case Quadtrac 620 has like 620 horsepower.
All right.
But I'm not sure, because I've also seen it where apparently the horsepower is like 665 and the number on the hood's like a 520.
But to be fair, a farmer cop even mentioned he's like the numbers in the shop don't always match, especially like the speeds at which it works at for things. Like he's noticed you work a lot faster sometimes than what it suggests.
Mm-hmm. And the Quadtrac is actually a better option over the Steiger or any tractor with wheels because of the tracks. It's less ground compaction on the soil. Jay Leno's Garage did a review on this, and they placed an egg 2 or 3 inches underneath the dirt and buried it, and they covered it up, and they took a Case 620 Quadtrac. This sucker was huge.
Yeah.
And they drove over where the egg was, and then they dug it up. Thing didn't crack because it literally spreads that much weight out on the track.
Oh, it's so funny when I was playing. So I decided I'd hack the game and I would give myself basically infinite money. I gave myself somewhere in the neighborhood of in the septillions of dollars, and just because you can, and so I bought all these Quadracs, and like it's so funny. You hook it up to the biggest base sower in the game, and I think it's even the normal base game. I don't think you actually have to get the DLC. This thing is huge, and it dwarfs the tractor. But the tractor pulls it no problem, but it's so massive. And then like it has to have the seed in a separate container. I'm like, this thing is huge. It's like 30.5 meters wide. It's huge.
That's because back in the 17 when they released that, are you talking about like that, what do they call it? I know which one you're talking about. It's the big red cart with the air drill that has like the 4 extensions on each wing, and it goes out like 64 meters or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just massive.
Yeah.
That one came out with the Big Bud DLC. That stuff you see up in Montana.
Well, I just did the math in my head about what 30 meters is, and you don't even think about it in the game. 30 meters is 100 yards. No, sorry, I'm stupid. It's 100 feet.
That's a third of a football field.
Yeah. I just did the math in my head. I'm like, oh my god. That's crazy.
Well, if you ever saw, when you look up Welker Farms, they did a LSW for tires. This is how big these tires are. They took a Case, not a 820, 8140 or an 8120 or something like that. Big old axial flow combine from like 2012. It had duals on the front, and they put these, I can't even remember what the heck they called them, something LSWs. This guy is like 6'2", and his head was barely taller than the tire.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you ever go to the Wahoo Fairgrounds, they always have like the brand new combines and stuff there. You're dwarfed by them anyways. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.